Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amelia. My number ID student is H0223032 with the journal title Indonesian Interest in Other Cultures, Culture in the Present Context. As the first speaker, I will explain about culture and multiculturalism, globalization, and the excitance of local culture in the journal. Culture is a way of life that is developed and owned by a person or group of people and is passed down from generation to generation, but is not passed down from generation to generation. Meanwhile, culture is defined as things relate to human mind and relation. Many young Indonesians have forgotten their culture and prefer for great cultures. Indonesian culture is very diverse and very cool, but the defines of information technology is one of the reasons why the younger generation is inside under their own culture and is no longer in tune with the times. As Indonesians, we must love and develop our culture and introduce our culture to the world so that our culture is loved by the world community. The declining interest of the younger generation in Indonesian culture should be a cause of our concern. If we ignore this, the younger generation will lose their identity as Indonesians. A generation of young people who loves foreign culture, including Korean culture. Many young people like and even admire Korean character. It is not unusual to dislike people who criticize your idol. Such fanatical behavior proves that Indonesia's young generation no longer pays attention to local culture. Not only in Korean culture, but also Western culture has penetrated many young people. One thing that can be done is to develop Indonesian culture in a modern way, where genius is a political party that should be emulated in the development of Indonesian culture. Next material. Number 2. Multiculturalism, globalization, and the existence of local culture in the current world situation. Multiculturalism currently faces the following challenges. 1. The existence of Western hegemony in the political, economic, social, and scientific fields. 2. Cultural essentialization. 3. Globalization process.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Indriani. Student ID number H0223037. I will explain the next material, this era of globalization, the possibilities that will occur from the unification of local culture and modern global culture in the future are 1. Global homogeneity, 2. Saturation. Gradually, peripheral communities absorb the cultural pattern of her and it will become increasingly boring for them. 3. Damage to indigenous culture and damage to Western culture received. 4. Maturity. 3. The role of education in culture. The aim of education is so that humans can behave as culture beings. Socializing society individually, in groups, and in society, and be able to adapt to their environment and survive as a whole. The research methods used in this study include literature studies to summarize recent development in cultural globalization, surveys and questionnaires to collect empirical data on Indonesian in interesting other countries cultures, in-depth interviews with selected respondents to gain a more in-depth perspective, social media content analysis to identify patterns in content related to foreign cultures, and case studies to analyze specific trends in the creative industry of education policy. The approach combined quantitative and qualitative analysis to provide a comprehensive understanding of the phenomenon. Conclusion: the younger generation's interest in foreign culture, which is influenced by advances in technology and social media, shows how complicated it is to preserve and generate local culture. Although globalization brings challenge to the superiority of Western culture and conflicting cultural values, cultural diversity is recognized as national wealth. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.